guys, it's time for another weekly budget review. So let's go ahead and just get into this weekly review here. Again, I'm still under the weather, so I'm sorry if I sound odd. Sorry if I'm just like breathing like Darth Vader here, but it is what it is. So, um, Hemlock and Oak gives you this beautiful 1 year at a glance page. I use this for my budget dashboard. It's basically like if anything important is happening for the year, it's on this page, and it's where I can quickly just get a glance at like, oh man, that was, that's gonna be a busy month. Like, these are gonna be busy. Nothing's going on these months. It's, for the most part, this page is like pretty much blank, just because the year has just started. It's nothing's really happening. We're starting to get into it. I mean, we do have Ray's birthday this week, but for the most part, like, nothing too major has happened to the budget, so that's why it's looking a little blank. But I mean, this page does start to fill up as the year goes on. But again, the paydays are in green. I do track my focus accounts are in red, so once I do start getting those things checked off, you will start seeing them on the calendar. Birthdays, holidays are in purple. Large amounts of money in are going to be yellow. Of course, whenever I file and pay my taxes, those are going to be in a dark green. And of course, my those pesky car expenses and that, like registration plates and car inspections, driver's license renewals, those type of things, I do mark those in orange. So that's how I use this lovely 1 year at a glance. And again, guys, I'm so sorry. I am still sick. It's just not going away. Again, I've explained these pages a lot, like, more in detail in the previous videos. I'm not going to for these ones. To me, whenever I do actually do something to them, that's whenever I'll discuss it. For the 2 years at a glance, they had this in last year's planner. They decided to take it out for this year's. I don't know why. Hemlock and Oak, if you're watching, please bring this back. But I did find one, I printed it off, and I just put it into the planner. What I do here is I take my projected payoff dates for my debt accounts, and I write them under the months where they're projected to be paid off. And then as I'm paying on that account, which is what I refer to my focus account, I just highlight the week that, I'm paying on it. It just gives me a nice visual of how long it takes for me to pay these accounts off. Again, it is looking a little negative because, we're still in the first part of the year. It's the first account. But I do use, it's an app, a website. For some reason they go by two different names. I don't know why it, like, complicates it. But I use a website called stebit.com. It's also known as the Debt Payoff Planner app. Again, I have links to these things down in the description. Like, I did start out using the Every Dollar app. I think that's what it is, the Dave Ramsey's thing. Yes, his Every Dollar app is free, but like when you start getting into like the debt payoff stuff and that, like, they charge you because they want you to go to that whatever university that they have. I've done it. To me, it's not worth the money, guys. And as you can see, I still have debt, so it didn't do anything. So it's not a magical course. And yeah, so I found this debt payoff app, and they do not charge you. There is like a $20 fee, but that's if you want to get to like using it online. Still, even to use it online is free. I think it's whenever you want it to not generate your report, but like to print the report off, is the $20 a year fee. I'm willing to pay $20 a year for that. That I can do. It's not 200 some, whatever the financial university was. Again, I'm going to apologize because, again, I'm sick. Really sick. But, okay, so whenever you do your debt payoff plan, You just punch in all your totals in that, and they give you this lovely little plan, and it gives you your projected payoff date. So that's where these days here are coming from. And then as long as I'm, a good little budgeter and I make the payments that I'm supposed to be making, that I promised myself at the beginning of the year that I would do, these little dreams here will come true. So that's where this information's coming from. Last year, I just decided I was just going to write it in here and throw it away. This year, I'm keeping it. So it just gets shoved in the planner after every one of these videos. But that's really what's going on behind the scenes on this page here. But this just gives me that nice visual of like, okay, so this is, how we're making progress here. Other things that I've printed and inserted into this year would be the Hungry Hungry Piggos. These are going to be my savings goals. Again, I'm trying to get myself to pay off that first account before we start getting into any of this. Of course, my car loan sheet, which actually I did just transfer. I made a transfer on this thing, so let's go ahead and get these colored in here. I should have did this off camera. But these are from the Debt Free Charts website. I absolutely love all of her little charts that she makes. They're cute, they're fun, they make budgeting so much more fun. Because it could be a drag. And of course these are like future goals, so like, this is like future planning here. Once I take care of what I got going on now, that's whenever I'm gonna get into those. But figured it couldn't hurt to put them in there because it's just a friendly reminder of good things are coming around the corner here. So if you watched my videos from last year, you know that we had a detriment from last year. And so this is this year's detriment, so that's why we got round 2. I got 10,000 paid off last year. Not too bad. It's definitely not that bad from what I would have projected, what I was paying off. So we're getting better at this detriment game. And I went ahead and penciled in how much I've paid for this month. Again, that's coming off of that sheet that we just saw. And I went ahead and colored them in. Last year I wasn't doing any of this until the very end of the month. This year I'm starting to, I'm doing it like every 2 weeks, because I found that it like motivated me. Maybe it's the OCD in me, I don't know. But for some reason, like if I start seeing that I got a row of the blocks in here that is uneven, it will actually motivate me to buy the block, even though I fully understand that paying off my debt, to me, I feel like I'm purchasing a box or a block here. So right now this one's bothering me and this one's bothering me because now we can see that this row right here is incomplete. So if you're somebody like me, where that would be something that would bother you, this will help you pay off your debt. It's, in one way, it's like it doesn't make sense, but at the same time, I mean, I've learned that this works for me, so we're just going to keep going with it. So yes, I need to definitely buy that block and that block by the end of this month, because it's going to drive me absolutely insane that it's not even. Do I realize that the rest of these are going to be uneven? Yes. But we get to that whenever that row is filled in. So, I mean, we are halfway. We're, it does make sense. We're halfway through the month. It's, halfway, through what I need to pay for the month. So, and another way that tells me that I am right on track there. So, let's get into our monthly review here. Again, I take all of the bills that I have. I do include the ones that I've paid off. I know it sounds a little weird, but like these ones right here, these are good ones to show. These were paid off last year, but I keep them on my monthly one just so that I do know like when the account is due. It is a friendly reminder for me to go on and check those accounts just to, make sure nobody's using them. It's just things like that. It's so that you don't, when you have this many accounts, guys, you do kind of have to keep watch on them for things like that. It does kind of scare me a little bit. So I do keep them on there, one mainly for that, so that I can keep track of them and make sure that the balance is zero. The second reason is I keep them on here as just a monthly reminder of like, hey, you used to have to pay on those, okay? So this would have been $25 every month. That would have been $25 every month. That would have been $25 every month. I believe this one was 50. That was another 25. This was probably a 25 or a 30. This was 100. That was probably a 25 or a 30. This one here, I believe, was 30, 40. So, I mean, yes, I have them paid off. Technically, do I have to track them still? No. But one, they're still open accounts. So I do want to keep track of them and make sure that they're staying at a zero balance because I'm not using them, so they should be. And there's another one. And two, again, it does remind me of like, hey, you used to have to pay all of these things, now you don't. So it's just giving me that nice monthly refresher of seeing that, doing all of this is worth it. It is slowly going away. um, and again, I'm sorry if I sound down, guys. Again, I'm sick. I am a lot more chippy, happier than what I sound like. I am just fully exhausted from the sickness. Oh, okay. So yeah, I write down all the bills. I keep track of that. Again, it's just a nice visual. It lets me know because I do mostly go paycheck to paycheck. So it's giving me that nice visual of like, okay, this one's a payday right here. So all of these bills from here to here do have to be covered with this. Can I have funds from the payday from up here? Yes. But basically from this day on, I have to have all of this covered because this is the next payday. So it does give you that nice friendly reminder too of if you start seeing, I call this my dooms week because this is pretty much when all the heavy hitters are due. It kind of gives you that nice refresher of like, don't overspend because dooms week is coming, You don't have all that extra money that you think you do. You don't. It's going away soon. So, those type of things. I do keep track of my monthly goals as well. I do have the $5 a day savings. February's a little different because it's not the 31 days. So we have the 29 days instead. If it would have been $35 a day is $150. So we have that lovely goal of $145 this month. So I split it up into 73 and 72. And that, as you can see, like that's already been sent into the daily savings. That gives me roughly $1,825. I believe I'm trying to think of what we got for this year. It might be 1,835. I don't know. It's almost $2,000, guys. So to me, this is the easiest way of me putting back money because $5 a day doesn't actually sound like that much because it's what you would spend at the drive-through. So this is the fastest way of me and the easiest way of putting monies back. It's again, like I was somebody who couldn't even save $50 a month. Granted, it was probably because I had all of these to pay, but I was able to pay all of these and put that back again. But I mean, back in the day, I was literally transferring $5 every morning into my savings account. Now I can just do it in the 2 easy payments here. Another one is my no credit cards challenge that I give myself every month. Before, like if I would just have one day, like we could see one day's X'd out, I did use a credit card. that would just, I would lose all motivation. I'd be like, oh my god, you ruined it, and then I would just go, credit card, credit card, credit card. Um, I have just learned to just do one day at a time. Again, try not to, charge like 1,500 onto the things, because again, it's very difficult to pay down debt if you're using the cards. So I just keep this in my monthly tracker here, just to let me know. Because again, once it does fill in, like we can go back to January here. Once you do have it filled in, you could kind of see like where the naughty times of the month were, and I mean, yeah, I did use it. I used it once, but look at that. All the other days, free and clear. That is a lot better than what I know I have done in the past. Hence how we got here. So, to me, this is progress. I don't compare myself to perfection. I compare it to, yes, you used it one day, but look at that. You got all those other days where you did good. So, we're doing great. We are human. And of course, we have the focus accounts. Last week I was a little upset with myself. I did not get to do my extra payment, so I did cross it off, but it is back on here, because I do need to get that paid for this month. So it's not that I'm like skipping it. It's just, if you remember from last week's review, funds got a little tight, and so I just decided, I was like, you know what, okay, we're not gonna break ourselves for 4 days. So, I mean, it is extra. It's not like I got a late charge or anything, but I do want to get that paid by the end of the month. Here it goes again. Okay, so let's get this daily review here. Let's get this taken care of before I lose my voice. So we're going to try to get this thing as quickly as possible. So when I left you last, this is where I was explaining why I was skipping that extra payment, because we could see all I had was the, $30 in the account there, and it was like, okay, so, I mean, could I have taken it from the savings? Yes. It wouldn't have been that big of a deal. Again, that's why I do the savings for something like this. But again, it was only 4 days till payday. I'm not breaking myself. I'm not pulling out of my savings for 4 days. So that's why I was like, just cross it off. We're going to put it on a thing. It'll get taken care of. I know it will get taken care of. And that's just where you got to give yourselves grace, guys. Again, we're not shooting for perfect. We're shooting for progress. Monday, again, we could tell a sick day. This is really how this week has went. It started later on last week, and it's still here. But the good news is since I didn't leave the house, it means I don't spend. So in one weird way, being sick does actually kind of help me with my budgeting here. But we did decide to go back to work Tuesday. Probably not the best choice, but I did. But this is where I was kind of telling myself, I was like, okay, because I do make poor choices whenever I am sick, because I'm just, I'm drained, I'm tired. It's like you're a cranky toddler, and you don't make the best budgeting decisions when you're feeling like that. So that's where I was like, okay, I gotta plan ahead on this. So the main one is I had to get more Dayquil, NyQuil tissues, that type of stuff. And again, if you've seen any of my other videos, you know I do not like the new Giant Eagle program. Before, I was able to like fill up my gas tank and then get like 15 more gallons, and I was able to get that all for free. So I mean, I really don't drive anywhere, so I had like free gas for like 3 months. Okay, I just had to buy gas once, and then nothing. With the new program, I can't do that. I've been struggling trying to figure out how to use this new program, and it finally hit me. I could use it for things that like I want or need to get, but I don't really budget for, because they're kind of like things that you don't get to begin with, such as like Dayquil, NyQuil, because again, which I know it sounds weird, I'm normally somebody who does not get sick. even though since December I feel like that's all I've been. So, um, I used my points to cover the cost of the meds and the tissues, okay? And it was actually really nice going into the store knowing that like you could pick this stuff up and it's not going to affect my budget. So that is how I used my Giant Eagle points there. The other one, which this is the day we could see that, I did use the credit cards. um I do drink Starbucks every day. It's a guilty pleasure of mine. In one word way, it does make my day better. Okay, it helps me get through my work. Would it be cheaper for me to make the coffee and take it to work? Yes, but it's whenever I am drinking it, it's already like 2 to 3 hours into my shift. Oh my god, okay, alright. Thought I was gonna go into a coughing fit, but okay, I am. And so like yeah, I can't really just make the coffee and take it into work because then it's gonna be like 3 or 4 hour old coffee at the same time. So yes, I do go get the frappy. It makes the day better. What I did do is, since I've realized that I do spend about $100 on the coffee a month, I just went ahead and just got a gift card from Giant Eagle while I was at Giant Eagle. And to me, this way I can start rack up. I used to call them gas points, but I could start rack up more of the Giant Eagle points, and then that way now my Starbucks addiction here can start funding the points for if I do need to get more tissues and that those are now free. So now my coffee is supporting purchases such as this. So that's the whole thinking ahead thing there. And yes, I do keep track of when I spend. Again, this kind of gives me the idea of danger zones. Just by keeping the schedule here, this lets me know when I'm more likely to spend when I'm in the vehicle going to stores, or when I'm more prone for online shopping. So just this schedule here alone has helped me pretty much eliminate all of my unwanted online shopping, because I know when I'm more likely to spend when I'm dead scrolling on Amazon or something. Um, okay. We will get through this. Okay, so yeah, Wednesday again. I'm just feeling blah. All right, my energy is down. But then again, like with the whole energy being down, and then you're just feeling bleh. I'm starting to feel like I have the need to spend, as like a weird like little mood booster, I guess, because I am an emotional spender. So it really did. Again, this is why I keep this type of budget planner. It warns me of like you need to stay off of sites such as Temu, you need to stay off of Amazon, you need to stay off of Walmart, like all the ones that are so easy to get stuck on and buy stuff that you don't need. Temu would have been, I feel like this was the week before. This might have been the end of January, beginning of February. Either way, this is the second afterpay payment. But again, I'm seeing that I had a Temu payment, and of course, where do I go right to? I go straight to the Temu website, and it's like, okay, no, because I still have my afterpay payment. Granted, I know it's only $13. it's not like a $300 order. Okay, so we didn't go that far, but to me, there is no more shopping until this thing is paid off. And could I just pay this thing off? Yes, but I'm not going to, for the fact that I know in my brain that if I feel like this is paid off, then I'm going to do it again. So we're going to drag this $13 payment out as long as possible, so I don't. So yeah, catching the Temu bug while I'm sick here, and it's like, yeah, the Pain 4s are very addicting, just for the fact that you could buy the thing, get the thing, and you haven't like paid for it in total yet, so you don't feel the hurt. So I mean, the last purchase was really nice. I got a little mini iron in that, and that thing's cool. But, but it's like, yeah, no, this is not good for the budget here. And I know a lot of yous are looking at this going, holy cow, you were down to $6 in your account, and you still, it's like, If you remember, like for whenever I do dine out and that, I do use my Discover card, mean old Discover, um, but it's because I get a very high cashback rate for the restaurants. So this was not coming out of the account. It's not negative, and then I get paid. My bank gives me it deposits the funds like a day early, so it's not in the negative. It's just negative on here. Again, uh, I I have set this up this way so that it makes me think that I'm broke when I'm not. All the things you gotta do when you're an emotional spender. Okay, so yeah, Friday is officially the payday. This is when I let myself know that I have the funds. Um, but I don't like rolling into it, seeing that it is a negative, even though it wasn't a negative, but it is on paper. Um, so it's kind of like a warning to me again that we are overspending, even though I don't feel like it, but I am. That even with that Timu after pay purchase or whatever it is, that again, that's a nice friendly reminder of like, dude, you're buying stuff that you don't need. So we do got to cut back on that. The first thing that I do once I do get paid is I put the money in the savings account. So of course I have the $50 stash. That's like my fun funds. Technically I could be using that to cover the Timu thing, but I like watching that grow. There's just something about watching your savings accounts. So the 50 automatically goes in. Last year it was only 20. This year we've doubled it. And again, that daily, the $5 a day, I took that out. For this year, any overtime pay that I do receive, it instantly goes to stash. Because I'm trying to train myself to go with only the paycheck money. Um, Again, I'm trying to like convince myself that I have less money than what I actually have, hence how you can live on less. I just can't tell myself that I have what I have. Okay, so another thing that I did is they had a ribbon sale, guys. It was buy two get two, and I love their ribbon. So I did make a Michael's purchase, but I used the gift cards that I received from Christmas, so that was the zero. Um, yeah, Papa John's. Okay, I love Papa John's pizza, but there for a while we were getting it like every night, and I was like, dude, you can't afford this. So I've allowed myself that when it is payday and I want Papa John's, I can have Papa John's on payday, but that is the only day. So paydays are now pizza days. And of course, I took care of Google One. I did that with the Google Play points. So those, again, these are purchases that would have cost me money, but I'm taking care of them with points. So now I'm getting better at knowing how to use the points and rewards. Instead of spending more to get the points and rewards, I'm making them work for me. So if that's, 1 year in budgeting and this type of thing, that's really what I've gotten good at here. Moving on to yesterday here. Again, nothing really exciting. I'm sick. I'm just laying around the house trying to regain my energy. So the most exciting thing yesterday was the bills, which I did take care of. So those are done. And then we get to today. And I knew this was going to happen. As we could see, we were building up to this week. It wasn't as bad as what it could have been. I could have did this every day this week, but I've contained it. To me, I'm doing really good, guys. I am. Compared to what I've seen myself do in the past, this is really good. But yes, with the whole exhaustion and that from the week, I did know something like this was coming up, but oddly enough, I took care of the bills first. I made sure that those were out, so all the creditors up until next payday, they're taken care of. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. We're so close to the end. Okay, so I did make sure that I used the Bath and Body's free item. I got got that. What else am I trying to say? I got the free item. Um, I did, a coworker that I have, they had a very bad day on Friday, so, I was creating like a little gift, I don't want to say basket because it's not a basket. It's just like little tiny random gifts that I'm gonna surprise her with. So I made sure that I used like the free items. I used the 20% off. I waited for them to be the buy one get one. So I mean, guys, I got 2 3-wick candles, a lotion, and what is it? A couple wallflowers for $22 from Bath and Body Works. Okay, like if you shop there, you know that's a deal. And I did use the stash funds that you know that I put away earlier. I used that to cover it, so that's how I'm using my stash. So then that way, I can make a purchase like that and not feel guilty about it. So yeah, that's for my Miss Margie there. I also I got her a little mini planted rose bush or something like that. Got that. Used my giant eagle points again. So again, this is really how I'm using those points to work for me. It saved like 30 some bucks on that, so that's not too bad there. Of course, I went grocery shopping, and Mr. Burt did need a refresher on his litter and of course his kitty grass. But yeah, see, this was the spender moment of the day. This, I do know this is like, yeah, it's like death to budget time if I do get in the car on the weekend. So I kind of knew it was happening. And of course, you see Bill on here. Bill was my dad. He loves shopping. He's a shopaholic. It's probably where I get my bad shopping habits from. So, for me, going at this time, being sick, trying not to spend all week, and I had Bill with me, this, not bad at all. I feel like we did pretty good there. I did start using these. This was the other thing. So they're nice little sticky notes. So I just kind of like condense the information from my weekly spending log onto these. And then since, at the end of the week, I'm not going nowhere. I'm not spending nothing after this. So what I do is I just keep these in the back. And then at the end of the month, that's when I started doing the end of the month spendings. And again, for the month of January, we did find out that it is the personal spending for like all this extra crap that I don't need. Like again, $256 for self-care, and one's like, come on, Sally, like we could do better than this. So here I thought that it was the food. Is definitely not the food. It's this category. So again, that's all on the back of my mind here of like just trying to make sure that I don't overspend in that category there. But guys, that's it. That's how I'm gonna finish and close out this week's weekly review. Again, I'm sorry that I feel down and not very energetic and peppy, but hopefully by next week I'll have a little bit more energy. Probably shouldn't be sick by then, I hope not. And I'm really hoping, I don't know why, but I'm just feeling it. I got a feeling we're gonna make a big payment on the Capital One account either this week or it might be this week, but I just got a feeling like something big's gonna happen with that coming up soon, because normally when I get a downer week like this week, I come back swinging the next week. So never know, we might have our first account of the year paid off, so that would be nice. I would love to come back on here and say that. So that's it. That's where I'm gonna leave this video. And again, guys, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I do greatly appreciate it. And please remember to hit that like and subscribe button to see more budget reviews.